Hey guys, we're going to sit out here and do a quick little video over how to become a better deer hunter in the month of December there. I'm first going to start off with the secondary rut or the tail end of the first rut. You've still got a lot of cruising bucks moving through there. I was up there in Kansas for their opening rifle season there on the 29th and saw quite a bit of rutting activity open the morning there on into the evening times on that cold grazer food plot from Nixa Hardware. And we started seeing a lot of new bucks coming through there. Now, a lot of your does that were initially there, November 10th to the 15th there, a lot of those does have probably been bred, but you've still got those tail-ended does that may not have been bred yet, or they're going to be coming right into that secondary cycle in that, that 10th, 15th again in December. So, don't give up on those deer. I've also seen some big mature bucks moving over a mile, still searching. A lot of those deer are going to start moving in regards to finding those food sources there. So you may be pulling deer from miles at a time to get them into that food source there on into December. Usually I'm going to be hunting mostly evening times. I've just found that getting in there in the mornings, a lot of times, you may or may not catch, those big mature deer moving. They're just so tired from that rut. Now, they still got to feed, but they're just not going to move a lot. That's just my personal opinion there. It's just still a great time to get out there and harvest a lot of does. They'll be moving around, but those big mature bucks, I'm going to be isolating on a food source or near a food source in the month of December. I'm going to be isolating their unpressured food. So, if you're hunting public, start glassing. What I like to do is I'll drive around the areas, or maybe I'll hunt, an edge there on the field and really figure out where those deer are moving in and out of. If I can put some cellular trail cameras in there, I'm going to do so and see if I can't move those cameras around so I can find those big mature deer moving in and out of those fields, or maybe they're not even around. I'm just going to move locations there. So just kind of keep that stuff in mind. Getting it back onto the private ground, this is one of the main reasons why I plant the cold grazer food plot, cold grazer rye from Nixa Hardware. It is a cold, it's a rye, and it will grow 12 degrees colder than your typical rye, cereal rye there. Or sorry, your rye grain, and then also your wheat. And it just works out very well. We're up there hunting in Kansas over that stuff. Tons of does were coming in there. Also, the bucks were moving in there. Those bucks were really, truly, they're still trying to get those last does bred. So they really weren't isolating a whole lot. But because those does were isolated in there, that brought those bucks right in there. So just kind of keep that in mind as you guys get into the next stages there in your food plots. If you don't have some cold grazer rye in there, I'd definitely add some. I will be, as I get into the hunting aspect of it, when it comes to the weather, I really isolate the big cold fronts. Those deer, they've been pressured a lot, or a lot of the areas, and you may go out there in some of the best spots that you think just have tons of trails, but those deer have just been pressured, and you just don't see any of them. So what I try to isolate on is those cold fronts. I'll try to hunt right before that front if I can, and then right after that front has passed. Once that north wind starts hidden in there, or the evening before that north wind, that's when I'm gonna start going in there and hunting those spots. And then after it, once I start getting in, those sunnier days there, start hitting that southwest wind, moving in there, those deer again are gonna start coming back in there, depending on how hard that front was. Again, those cellular cameras are so key, whether you're on public or private, ground. Definitely check your regulations on public ground to make sure you're rock solid on that. Able to do that. But those cellular cameras are just such a game changer. And then the very last thing is going to be, moving around. I'm going to be putting some mock scrapes up. You guys can get these from KOAM Outdoors shop there. I sell them. And then also, I'll be hunting and getting into my ghillie suit, hunting on the ground some late season. And then also the mobile as in the saddle. I've got that platform with those hawk sticks. Bought this new saddle system there, and I've been pretty impressed. Hunted over in Oklahoma several times, and it works out very good. And then the very last thing, if you are in a state that you can either bait or feed during the off season there, or during season, start thinking about your protein feed, trying to carry those deer, help them throughout the remainder of the year as much as they can. We run a lot of the heavy rack deer feed there. It's 18%, got a cherry flavor, and it really works out very well in regards to the long run there. So hopefully you guys have had a great season. Like always, hopefully you guys are getting out there in nature, and best of luck on your upcoming hunt.